Hi, welcome to Roped-In Mental Health. I'm Garrett Kennedy, mental health consultant. I'm here to talk to you guys today about emotional regulation. This is a key point in mental resiliency training that I have been making a big deal about online and through the whoever will be listening, really. I've been making a big point that emotional regulation is where the crux is to making change, whether it's policy change at work, whether it's behavioral change in your own self, or whether it's supporting somebody else to change their behaviors. The real crux of the whole situation is emotional regulation. Now, what is emotional regulation? Well, a quick internet search and a quick YouTube search will bring up a whole bunch of things from Navy SEAL training to fine dining and cookery, where emotional regulation is an important thing. None more important than in the educational field. Because if you can keep somebody in a playful, engaged, calm, happy mindset, people are more willing to learn, more creative in their problem solving, and way more productive than any other mental state. These mental states that people try to put themselves into for sporting events and everything else, and is linked to visualization, that's like the master level mind massage kind of a thing. What we're doing is we're just trying to massage our minds into a little bit of a calm state. So when we're all bent up like a knot and your mind is just so tightly wound, your emotions are all dark and wrapped up amongst themselves, how do you actually kind of massage your actual mind, get it to relax, and get control back over your emotions? Well, there's a lot of different styles of doing that, and I don't have time to go into some of the specific techniques, but I do have a starter for you I'll give you at the end of the video. One of the things I can tell you about emotional regulation is it is possible. Every single first aid handbook out there, what's the first rule of first aid? Stay calm, take charge, blah, 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 blah. Off we go, right? Somebody had a sporting event or whatever, stay calm. It's ridiculous that, that was my example actually, but ridiculous that somebody can expect you to just be calm. And what's that old meme? You ever notice the person telling you to be calm is the reason you're upset to begin with? There's some truth to that, isn't there? So remaining calm is a skill. It really, truly is. There's a mental skill that you can go through. It's a mental process. It's not physical. It's very tangible. And what it actually does is it takes that mess of emotions and just dissolves them into a nice, calm, way more resilient form, right? So these skills of emotional regulation will give you the ability to look at your surroundings, get in touch with your own feelings, because that's where it starts, and actually be able to say, I feel angry and I don't want to anymore. Do you have the ability to do that? That's what mental resiliency training and mental and emotional sensitivity training, more specifically, delve into. Is how are you feeling? Are you sensitive to the emotions you have? And why is that important? Because it's knowledge. And just like any other, knowledge will be shared, right? Whether you want it to or not. So if you're all tightly bound up and you're just a ball of stress, you're going to present like you are a ball of stress, however that looks for you. Are you more authoritative? Are you more offensive? Are you a little bit more timid and a little bit more kowtowing and going to avoid everybody? However that is, you're going to present that as a message out to your social network. And your social network is going to pick up on that. Now, if you have created a resilient, observant, positive environment in your workplace, your social network will recognize those cues in you and they'll get you to some help. They will support you through your emotional state. However, if you haven't started working on that social game yet and you're only dealing with your own emotions, that's okay. That's where it all starts. We can get you the information and we can get you the tools to get you in touch with your own emotions. And here's a good way to tell if you're in charge of your own emotions. Are you proud of yourself? I know it's an odd question. And how contradictory, or, I'm being a little bit argumentative here, a little bit confrontational, but really honestly, when was the last time you were proud of yourself? And if you can think of a moment, hold on to that feeling, right? Remember what that feeling was and take the time, write down that experience of what gave you that feeling of pride, of accomplishment, of positivity that is the crux of human resource programs all over. How do you increase worker satisfaction? Well, you make them feel like they're appreciated. You make them feel as though they've accomplished something and give them pride in their work. How you do that is through emotional regulation training. And emotional sensitivity is specifically the ability to know what emotion you're in. How observant are you of your surroundings? Are you perceiving all of the messages sent to you the way they should be perceived? So ask yourself this, are you proud of yourself? Isn't that an interesting question? Now, regardless as to whether you're proud of yourself or not, let me give you something to be proud of. I have a challenge for you, and at the end of this challenge, you will feel pride. I believe that there is something in your life that you might want to change. For me, I think it's going to be an earlier bedtime. I haven't really been sleeping well. I haven't been getting my recommended 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep a night. It's been more like 4. Holidays coming up and work's getting busy and everything else that's going on. I'm just not sleeping well. The mind's reeling. So I'm going to make a commitment to try to go to bed by 11 every night. Now, you can pick your own thing. It might be smoking. It might be vaping. It might be saying hello to one new person. Whatever it is for you, think of a goal for yourself, something easily attained, right? I picked something that's just really, really easy. I usually, crawl into bed at around 11. My goal is to try to actually have my phone turned off and actually get some sleep at that time, right? But for yourself, if it's smoking or something like that, I'll use that as an example. What you want to do every day for the next 7 days is I want you to go home, and before you go to bed, I want you to write in your book how many times I smoked, and just put a tally. How many times I did this behavior and did this tally. I want you to make that message to yourself. If you're not a writer and you don't want to write, I want you to consciously think to yourself right before you go to bed. I want you to simply acknowledge how many times you've done the behavior you want to change. That's it. That's the whole thing. At the end of that, why don't we take a look at it in a week's time, and I'll explain to you the next section. But my point to all this is that this is the beginning of an emotional journey. And this is the beginning of emotional regulation. Because if you want to be one of those really strong leaders, if you want to be a very productive member of your community, if you want to just be happy, then emotional regulation is going to be your key to that. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I hope you appreciate my video today. And if we work all together, we can make a resilient, observant, positive environment for everyone. Rope in mental health with me. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, Kennedy Consulting, Mental Resiliency Training. Give me a message on there. Let me know what you think. I'd be more than happy to get into a discussion. Have a great day.